Hi everyone, it is Sylvan from Sylvan's Way, and today I want to talk about Earth Magic. This is Earth Magick Tarot Hermetic Prophecies by Daniel Martin Diaz. And it is just amazing. I know, I say that about so many decks, but I really have been getting so many beautiful decks in lately. It's crazy. So, the whole backstory of this particular deck was that I had purchased this Myth Oracle Transcendent Archetypes because I had saw a deck review on, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who I saw it on, but I saw it on their channel, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I got it in, and I went through it, and it's so awesome. I just love everything about it. I'll link my deck review of it above, so you can go and see that if you want to watch that. And then I was looking at his site, and oh my gosh, he had a tarot deck. So I'm like, the tarot deck has got to be just as awesome as his oracle deck that he just came out with, because this he just came out with. This has been around for a little while, and I've never seen it before. And then I found out that he has a non-colored, like brown sepia type colored deck, and then he has a colored one, and I was like, okay, I have to get this deck. So I did reach out to him and said, I loved your deck. Here's a review that I did. I would love to review your latest colored version of the Earth Magic. And he was so kind to send this to me for a review. And I'm just so tickled pink to get it. And not only did he send me this deck, but he also sent me this fantastic reading cloth. Look at this. It is so awesome. He also sent me a blue version. Look at this beauty. Like, it is, I just love this cream with the blue. It's too big for me to fully pull out, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I never expected him to send this, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because with the hundreds of decks that I've purchased, it does get a little expensive to continuously purchase decks, and to be able to co-op with an artist such as Daniel and get these things. It's very nice, and it really helps the pocket too. He also sent me the guide that goes with the book, so we'll be looking at that. He included this awesome image. Look at this. I'm going to find a frame and frame this and put this up. So it is really, really cool. It is also got the information on the back side of it about the card, which is one of the cards that are in his deck. So that is pretty amazing. And he did include a little pamphlet that talks about the different decks that he offers. So this is the Myth Oracle. So this is Transcendent Archetypes, a symbolic oracle deck of 46 cards in a high quality linen finish. And this is just, like, seriously, you got to go watch the video. It is so good. And then here we have this Enigma Oracle. So this one is really cool looking. It doesn't say it, but it looks like it's, I'm not describing it very well, am I? So, but this one is a symbolic codes. So hidden knowledge, symbolic codes. That's what this one is about. And then this is the Earth Magic one that I have. And it's just so gorgeous. Wait until you see it. Then again, this is the non-colored version of the same deck. And then here we have Metaphysic, Connecting the Unrelated, is a 54 card deck. And so that one looks really cool too. And then the one I am super excited about is this Invisible Oracle that he's going to be putting out. This hasn't come out yet. And it says, watching them, watching us. and a provocative and mysterious oracle deck that explores the hidden, the forbidden, and the taboo. So I can't wait. I want this. I can't wait to get it. So I'm super excited about it. Super excited that that will be coming out in the future. So let's look, before we look at the cards, let's look at the guidebook. So the guidebook is, notice the size of it. So it is just a little bit bigger. It's like 1.5 width of a normal tarot card and a little bit taller. So in the guidebook, we have, it goes into the contents and then it breaks right into the cards. So there's no pre-information. Let's just make sure. Yeah, there's nothing in the back. So you don't get all of that extra stuff where they tell you what tarot is, they give you all the background, and because you get that in every single guide. So it's kind of nice that he just skipped over it. He figured if you're going to get this deck, you don't need all of that, because this is definitely a deck with some extra that knowledge that you need to be able to use it. So he didn't include it. I mean, I'm just saying that. He didn't say that. I'm just saying that. But so he skips over that. He doesn't have any spreads or anything like that in this. He just goes right into the actual card, and he gives you the meaning of the card. It looks like maybe a little bit of information about what's in the card itself, because this mythical creature with the Fool, it says it's a fox. So a little information possibly for each of the cards of what's going on in the image. And then it gives you the keywords. So each card has that. And so and it also has the image itself. So it's got a full page write-up and a full page image. And it does that all the way through it. I think even in the minors, he has that as well. So we'll read one of these once we shuffle, and we'll pick out a card and we'll read from the guidebook. So that is the big guidebook. And the deck itself does not have a guidebook with it. If I'm wrong, let me know. But when I opened this, it didn't have a guidebook in it. The cards, the box that the cards comes in is a tuck box, and it's got a sealed side. I love this. I think this is the back of the cards too, but I really, really enjoy this. His art style is just fantastic. So what I did with mine, just so you know, I opened it from the bottom because I did not want to break the seal. So these are the cards themselves, and the inside of the box is red. And the Myth Oracle, the inside of that box is red as well. So it all goes together. And the cards themselves, they're a little bit larger than a standard tarot size. So we see it's just a little bit wider and a little bit longer. So I would guess these are like 75 by 125 or 130. So it's just a hair bigger than a normal tarot side. But the cardstock is stinking fabulous. It is one of my favorite kind of cardstocks where it's, let's see, does it have a core? It might have a core. I'm not positive. But it's that nice, thinner cardstock, so it's easy to handle. It's got great bounce back. That linen finish feels so nice, and it's almost like a semi-gloss linen finish. So that is the cardstock. It is not gilded. And then the backs of them, yes, the backs of them are the same design as the box, the gorgeous backs. And so, of course, you could read that as a reversible with those backs. The color palette, now this originally came as only, it's like this. I have, see this, how it is like a sepia with the black line art. So the original Earth Magick, you can still get this. So this is on his website of this coloration. And then this is the colored version of that deck, of this deck. So it depending on which one you like more. And I think that I saw a walkthrough out there on YouTube that actually puts these two side by side and shows you the difference between the colored version and the not colored version of the deck. For color palette for this version, it kind of reminds me of the colors that were used in Pagan Otherworlds. And you know what? The cardstock feels the same as Pagan Otherworlds. So I would put this in that luxurious cardstock color combination that is in Pagan Otherworlds, which, you know, if you haven't, you would know it is just so scrumptious, the colors and the cardstock. But the colors itself is kind of a muted, neutral, natural tones throughout the deck. I love this coloration. Love it, love it, love it. There are 2 extra cards that come with the deck, so we'll talk about those in a second. And then another thing I wanted to tell you is that the title is on the bottom of the card, and then each one of the cards has the elemental symbol in the upper right hand corner. So all of the majors have spirit. So this is the symbol for spirit. And then all of the cups, this is the symbol for water. And then for swords, this is the symbol for air. And then wands, this is the symbol right here for fire. And then lastly, for coins, this is the symbol for earth. So he put those in the cards. Now, these cards are definitely it's almost like it's a blending of kind of a Marseille with Rider-Waite-Smith blending. It has a lot of nods towards Rider-Waite-Smith, but I don't think it's Rider-Waite-Smith exactly, because it does deviate from that. And you'll see as we go through the cards the difference, like how different it is from like some of the cards. And some of these cards in the back, like it's definitely more pippish. So just so you know that it is a little more pip deck, and I'm okay with that. I didn't like pips before, but I've really started really enjoying them recently, especially as you get farther along in your tarot journey and you start learning the meaning of the cards. Then you start kind of getting the pips and the numerology that's associated with the pips, etc., etc. So yeah, it's a little more pippish. This deck, it's kind of like Pagan Otherworlds again, because Pagan Otherworlds, it's pippish, but it also includes like scenic backgrounds, and so this deck is very similar to that. So let's go and let's look at the cards themselves, and I am going to put those back in. Okay, so we have the Fool. I love how we don't see a ledge, but he's definitely running along. He's got his little knapsack there, and he's got this little fox, because I was like, that is not a dog. That's why I looked it up in the book, because I was like, that's not a dog. So it's definitely a fox. So that is the Fool. We have the Magician, and you know, you really have to look at the detail of these cards. They're fantastic because you have little things like we have the eye that's here on his cloak. We have a hand that's at the top of his wand. He still has all of his elements on the table, etc., etc. So it's there. You just have to look at it, or it might be represented slightly different. The High Priestess, the Empress. Look at this skull on the top of the staff. I love that her hands are like growth and new growth, and she's in tune with nature. We have the Emperor, and look at how he holds the world in his hand. And I'm very curious how the symbolism of a goat being on top of his head, what does that mean? And look at how much bigger he is than the little city. So it's like he rules over this city, right? So it's really cool. the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot. So there's so much symbolism in these cards that I really want to dig into. I want to know why he chose eagles instead of the sphinxes. I want to know why this eagle has a snake in his mouth. Things like that. Why is the person that is pulling the chariot has the sun for his face? I mean, I think it's fascinating. So I'm hoping this information is included in the book, but if not, I'm going to have to start digging into these cards, which is part of the fun, right? The Strength card. So we have the lion being held back from the clouds, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice. Look at this lady, Justice. She's blindfolded, but look, there is a face. There is a face on those. The Hanged Man, Death. I like how this is kind of like the older versions of the tarot cards, like a long time ago. It was more about time. So we have a little time thing in the back. Temperance. There's so much. Oh my gosh. Look at this devil. It is fantastic. We have this overconsumption. Look at, he's got two faces and he's consuming the body from both ends. And like really, that really speaks of overconsumption to me. And how you get into that situation. Like there's so much to this. We have Saturn up there. We have the trumpets of the angels. We have two demons on each side of him. All the fires of hell below. I mean, it's just really amazing. The Tower. Look at this tower. It looks like the Tower of Babel almost. And we have people who are actually walking the plank and jumping off. So it has this feeling of like, the way I would read this is, you have tower moments and sometimes they come from above. Like they're that moment of lightning striking and everything changing all at once and it's out of your control. But sometimes we burn our own towers down and we decide to walk off that plank and jump from it. So there's so much that you can read into this tower card. It is, I am really going to have fun with this deck. The Star, the Moon, the Sun. So we have a lot of symbolism that is in these that I have to do some research on it. Judgment. I think this is a type of angel. There's like an angel that has 6 wings and things and symbolism that goes along with that angel. So I'm definitely going to have to look into it. We have the World. The Ace of Cups, a more traditional version of the Ace of Cups. We have the 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, the 4 of Cups. See, the person has been removed from this image of the 4 of Cups, because usually this is the grumpy guy sitting in front of the tree with his arms crossed, and he's like looking downward and he doesn't care about these things that are in front of him, and there's new opportunities being handed to him. So you still have a lot of that same symbolism, but it's changed a little bit, and we have a little frog in the corner. There's got to be something to that, so I have to dive into it. We have the 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups. So like this 6 of Cups almost looks like the 7 of Cups, but it's a little bit different. So this 6 of Cups, think about this 6 of Cups where you have a situation where the older child is handing a cup of flowers to the younger child. So that's what this card is in Rider-Waite-Smith. In the 7 of Cups, you have the guy standing in front of a cloud with all these different cups in it and all these different symbols. So I think when I would first look at this, I might get this confused. I'm going to have to find a way to look at this so that I don't get the two cards confused. But there has to be something I can tie in with the growth of these different cups and it being above the city. So there's got to be a way to look at that. 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So this is where I'm saying it's a little more pippish. 9 of Cups. So we still have the lady, but she's not standing in front of her garden with the bird, but she has all of those cups surrounding her. She's like over, like, look, she's like holding a book. Is that a book or is that a corset? I think that might be just her corset. But there is alchemical symbols on her little thing that drops down in the front of it. Oh my gosh, it's just so cool. Look at this 10 of Cups. So this is usually the people with the rainbow over the top, and you know, they basically, it's a beautiful thing. And this is definitely more alchemical. Look, we have water, and then we have steam, and then we have fire. So we have the alchemical of water becoming steam through fire. So there's something to this. So I think that Daniel really thought out these cards and when he drew them, and I think he probably really knows his stuff about tarot way more than I do. But that's the exciting part. It's like with a deck like this, I can really dive deep into the symbolism of these cards. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. That's so funny that his helmet looks like a stag head, and he's got wings. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Swords. Now we're in our swords. 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, very traditional. 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords. So you normally have the 2 people sitting in the boat. 7 of Swords. Oh, so interesting. So like I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking, okay, so how is this pip version of it? But look at how all of these are straight swords, and then you have this weavy one in the middle of it. And the traditional meaning in Rider-Waite-Smith is like trickery. You know, you got the guy sneaking off with the swords, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think there's got to be something to that, because why did he put all of these straight swords and this wavy sword in it? So I don't know. I'm very curious. 8 of Swords. Oh, she's holding on to that wavy sword and it's making her hands bleed. Oh, 9 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. He made him half horse, half man. And look at the 2 different types of swords he's got there. So cool. Queen of Swords. I love these little dragons and stuff that he has included. And her sword is on fire. King of Swords. Wow. Wow. Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 4 of Wands. So we still have, you know, the 4 wands with the garland, you know, leading up to the building. We just don't have the people in it. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. So many alchemical symbols in here. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. We have that forward motion, that movement, and we still have that in there. 9 of Wands. I think that he's been guarding for a little long to already be a skeleton. And 10 of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Wow, he's like turning into an apple tree here. Queen of Wands. Everyone is so serious. Ooh, King of Wands. Look at that King of Wands. Oh, look at this little devil. He's reaching up to the sky. Whoa, it's so cool. Ace of coins, 2 of coins. I like these coins with the flower on them. 3 of coins, 4 of coins, 5 of coins. And I wonder if he meant to do this. Like, it looks like it's raining on the inside of that building. That's very interesting. I don't know if he did that to show the glass panes or if he meant to make it look like rain. Very interesting. 6 of coins, 7 of coins, 8 of coins. Look at this, is like about mastery, and he's such a master that he's actually turned himself into the tools of his trade. That's really cool. 9 of coins. She looks very similar to, this is the woman in the garden. Ugh, I got my cards. See, I got my cards confused. This is, earlier I said the lady standing in front of the garden, but no, this is the lady standing in front of the garden for the 9 of coins. 10 of coins, page of coins, knight of coins, queen of coins, and king of coins. And then our 2 extra cards, which I have no idea what the meanings of them are. I will have to read in the book. So that is all of the images. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let me show you how these shuffle like a dream. So it's not bothering me at all because I have smaller hands, small chubby hands, and it's not bothering me at all that this deck is just a little bit bigger than your normal Rider-Waite-Smith because the cardstock is not too thick. And look at how nicely that swooshes and shuffles. And then let's do some hand over hand. Of course, glides well. It is a little tiny bit slippery, but it glides really, really well. Very nice, very nice. Shuffles fantastic. I love some good cardstock. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Oh, just had to have one more swish. One more swish, please. Okay. Oh, did you just see that? Did you see that? Like, seriously? Did you see that? Oh, let's do it one more time. One more time, because that was just so smooth. So smooth. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That is a good fan right there. Okay. So let's choose one of these cards and let's read from the book. So this one right here seems to be calling out to me. And it's the tower. Remember how I said this looks like the Babel and the people are jumping off of it? I am so excited. It was like, yes, read about me. You thought I was so cool. Read about me. Okay, so let's read that. Let's open up the big book and read about the tower. Okay, so we have the tower. When you realize what is going down is already too late. No time to pack your bags. You have to go now. You have seen the signs, and deep down you knew this was coming, but just not now. Not like this. And yet today is the day you leave stagnation and fear behind. Do not bother looking back. What was is already in the past, and the only way now is fast forward. Do not put up a fight or cling to the bitter end. Pull yourself together and go of your own free will. Maybe that's where the jumping, just do it. Do not make this harder than it has to be. Falling apart will hurt like hell, but it will not kill you. The scars will scars it leaves can forever be worn like badges of honor. Now, go now, panic. Go now without panic in your heart. The lightning bolt of the Tower card is the great breakthrough of enlightenment, even though it comes in the form of unpleasant or even ugly truth. The truth about ourselves and the life we live in both the spiritual and earthly realms must be revealed before restoration can begin. The Tower is a temporary disconnection between the above and the below, the meltdown and the healing, the deconstruction before the reconstruction. The Tower experience doesn't have to be drastic, but perhaps a warning about shocking news or potential event that will turn your life upside down. But no matter the hardship and the roughness of the situation or message, the Tower will always bring you some kind of liberation. Like the phoenix, he knows the drill. He knows that he must crash and burn before rising and shining again. That is his process and his purpose of being, his legacy to the world. Yesterday's fires are the ashes of today that will fertilize the roses of tomorrow. Very nice. And the keywords are deconstruct to reconstruct, breakthrough, and liberation. Very nice. See, very Rider-Waite-Smith there. So I don't know Marseille or Toff. So maybe it's more like that, but you know, I'm a Rider-Waite-Smith girl. So that's the way I interpret the cards. So that was definitely fantastic. So I like it. I like the reading. So the one last thing that I want to do is I want to show you real quick what his Myth Oracle looks like with the tarot. Look at that. Isn't that great? Zoom in just a little bit. I'm so excited about using these two decks together. Oh, so good. So we have Wrath with the Three of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Oh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh. This is going to be great. Look, that tower. Look, it almost looks like the tower. That's great. Okay, so that's them together. I just wanted to show that really quick. Okay, so let me put that away. So what do you guys think? Tell me what you think about this deck. Do you have it? Are you going to get it? Are you interested in it? Do you like the art style? What do you think about the reinterpretation of the cards as far as the images? Do you think that it would be hard for you to read? Do you think it would be easy for you to read? Are you excited and a nerd like me that likes to jump in and learn about all of that imagery and symbolism and, you know, all of that kind of stuff? Put it back in its beautiful tuck box. And, you know, tell me what you think about this deck. And, you know, and we have that Myth Oracle too. We got that. Whoop, 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 whoop. All good stuff, all good stuff. And thank you, Daniel, for sending this to me so that I can review it. I'm looking forward to using this and having it become part of my you know, learning experience as far as tarot and expanding my mind. Until next time, I appreciate you if you could hit the thumbs up and you hit the like and the thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'd love to have you be part of my channel. And until next time, thank you very much. I'll see ya.